ɛwɔ my office time na light te ase anadwo bia obenya kwa bewura office wo pɛ me ye de yompie obewura office wa ahomachi be ye 4 madam kata owo pause say odene pause ni nyina be kom na aye fomi and paddy enya bo be ye between 3 and 4 odene nsa bebo me say me tiri say Edian Walker, Menisu Betitim number 4 now.
So, still on the discourse concerning this particular cat, who was known as Light, when he enters into the living space of the man of God at night, it finds itself to rest. Then, between the hours of 3 a.m. and 4 a.m., this cat comes to the man of God and starts to tap the man of God on the head with its paw. And mind you, cats have sharp claws. But this cat withholds the claws and just uses the soft paw to just be patting the man of God to wake up. The moment the man of God opens his eyes, there will be an angel standing there. That means that the cat has decoded the presence of the angel and is alerting me up. It's waking you up too.
Ninsem de light won sem de bebre me say min to min kan nyina. Na bibi esi ya ema me bɔ me ni a na nka saa da me yesu ɛda na nka me yire ne me ma eja ɛhye wɔ mo ɛwɔ dɛm saa da na nwumre ɛna light yɛne ne wɔ heaven Kumasi Accra highway on si saa kwan no mu da ntwa mu da saa da na anadwo me wɔ hɔnom ne yɛde light ɛbrɛ me sɛ car afa ne tiri so.
Of all the experiences I had with this pet called Light,
Sia,
with this pet,
Sia,
yes, actually, Sia.
Light Neofi, Sia,
yes, with Sia was, and I mean, if you had come to heaven, everybody was fascinated with Sia and how Sia will conduct itself. There was one particular instance, and for the man of God, that was an epoch-making experience with Sia. And what happened was this. On the very night that his home caught fire, it was his wife and his kids that were at home. That his home caught fire. It was almost 11 p.m., deep in the night.
Yes.
The man of God was in church. I think it was a Saturday evening. The man of God was in church. We're having executive ticket. And the family was at home, asleep, deep in the night. The house caught fire. Interestingly, that very evening, the man of God was in his office when he got information that Sia had been run over by a vehicle. Now, the interesting thing with Sia is that Sia was always in the church
in my office.
In the man of God.
Not even going out of the compound.
Yes, Sia never went out of the compound. So it was strange, a phenomenon, that on that particular day, Sia decided to step out of the compound, not onto the car park, went past the car park, got onto the Accra-Kumasi Expressway, and it was there that it was hit, run over by a car. And just that night, it happened in the evening, and just that night, deliverance came to the family of the man of God in that fire.
Yanko watershed,
yes, we want to touch on the matter of watershed.
Yanka way that.
Yes, watershed is a matter that we've never spoken publicly.
No,
never spoken publicly on what happened during that era. That's in the year 2018 in October, when our former the former place where CCI's headquarters was. Everything got engulfed in fire.
From roof to down.
Yes. Everything right from the roof to the church auditorium, everything in there. So whatever makes a church setting, everything got burnt. Chairs, carpet, everything in there. Design, everything.
Now Ghana Fire Service in the history of fire outbreak, yes. Ghana.
So the team that came from the fire service to assess the fire, they had come to put out the fire and to assess the situation, actually hinted that the speed with which the place was consumed is something that was unheralded, and it still beats their mind.
fire service for edum jana yankɔhwɛ ekonya yɛtena so wɔ anim hɔ no ɔkra ahyɛ ekonya na hye carpet a ɔkra ne hyɛ so no nso ahye nanso ɔkra na anhye edem hɔ nyim nyinara bibi ahye
So
yanhwere ɔkra biara.
the interesting thing in the watershed fire was that it was supposed to be a service day, and so there were already people who had come around to be working. There were kids who were in that environment because the school was adjoining. There were staff members who were also in their offices working, and there were a plethora of pets that we had then. Not one human soul was touched by the fire, and not one single pet had their life lost in the fire. Now, there was an interesting phenomenon that happened in the fire. There was a particular cat that, in the frenzy and in the melee of the fire, had gone to hide under a particular chair. The chair was engulfed by the fire. The chair had, foam covering. So the chair was bent, the foam covering was bent, everything. The carpet that was beneath the chair was actually bent as well. But the strange phenomenon was that the cat that was seated on the carpet under the chair was untouched by the fire. Strange.